How can a planet so far from the sun be so active, so violent, and yet remain a mystery? Neptune, the blue planet.
Imagine traveling billions of kilometers away from the sun, further than any planet most people have ever truly imagined. Out here, warmth no longer exists. Light weakens, fades, until the sun itself becomes just another distant point in the sky, a cold star among many others. This is where Neptune lives, at the very edge of the solar system, a place where sunlight is nearly irrelevant, where energy is scarce, and where everything should be frozen, silent, and still. But Neptune is none of those things. From a distance, it appears calm, a deep blue sphere suspended in darkness. Smooth, quiet, almost peaceful. But that illusion does not last, because Neptune is not a passive world. It is active, violent, unstable, and deeply misunderstood. It was not discovered by chance. No one simply looked into the sky and found it. Neptune was predicted, its existence revealed through mathematics before it was ever seen. A hidden force pulling on the orbit of Uranus, a disturbance in the cosmic order. And when astronomers finally turned their telescopes toward that region, they found it. A planet that had been there all along, unseen, waiting. And even now, after centuries of observation, Neptune remains one of the least understood worlds in our solar system. A distant giant, guarding the threshold between what we know and what lies beyond.
Neptune should be silent. At this distance from the sun, there should be no energy to drive motion, no heat, no activity. But Neptune defies that expectation, because this planet holds a record unlike any other. It is home to the fastest winds ever recorded in the solar system, winds that reach speeds beyond 2,000 kilometers per hour, faster than the speed of sound. Here, storms do not move, they tear across the planet, violently, unstoppably. Entire atmospheric systems twist and collapse in a matter of years. Gigantic dark vortices appear, then disappear, as if the planet itself is breathing. In 1989, Voyager 2 captured something extraordinary, a massive storm, large enough to swallow Earth, a dark, swirling system known as the Great Dark Spot. But when scientists looked again years later, it was gone. No trace, no explanation. And then new storms appeared, in different places, behaving in ways we still do not fully understand. Unlike Jupiter, where storms can last for centuries, Neptune's storms are temporary, unstable, unpredictable. They form, they rage, and then they vanish, leaving behind a question. What kind of world generates this much chaos in a place that should be completely frozen?
Neptune receives very little energy from the sun, only a fraction of what reaches Earth. And yet, it radiates more heat than it receives. That should not be possible, but it is. Somewhere beneath its thick layers of gas and ice, something is generating energy. A hidden internal heat source, still not fully understood. This energy rises through the planet, fueling its atmosphere, powering its storms, driving motion in a place that should be still. It is a contradiction, a frozen world with a hidden engine inside, a planet that should be quiet but refuses to rest. And that internal heat changes everything, because without it, Neptune would be a dead world, a cold, inactive sphere drifting in darkness. But instead, it is alive, dynamic, constantly shifting, and we still don't fully understand why.
As we move deeper into Neptune, the environment becomes increasingly hostile. Pressure rises, temperature increases,
and the physics we are familiar with begins to change. Far below the clouds, scientists believe something extraordinary happens. Carbon atoms, compressed under immense pressure, transform not into gas, not into liquid, but into solid crystals, diamonds, massive formations falling through layers of dense material, a kind of rainfall unlike anything found on Earth. But this is not a beautiful phenomenon. It is violent, extreme. These diamonds do not gently settle. They descend through a superheated, high-pressure ocean, possibly melting, reforming, falling again. An endless cycle hidden beneath the surface. Neptune is not just cold, it is layered with extremes. A world where ice and fire coexist, where beauty exists only as a byproduct of pressure and destruction.
On Earth, our magnetic field is stable, predictable. It protects us, guides us. But Neptune's magnetic field is different. It is tilted, off-center, misaligned with the planet's rotation, as if something deep within the planet is out of balance. This creates a distorted magnetic environment, one that interacts with solar particles in strange ways, unpredictable, chaotic, and still not fully explained. It is another sign that Neptune is not structured like other planets. It behaves differently, at a fundamental level.
Neptune does not exist alone. Orbiting it is Triton, its largest moon. But Triton does not belong here. It was not formed alongside Neptune. It was captured, pulled from the distant Kuiper belt, a wandering object trapped by gravity. And Triton is unusual. It moves in the opposite direction, a retrograde orbit, a slow spiral inward, one that will eventually lead to its destruction. One day, Neptune will tear Triton apart, breaking it into fragments, creating a ring system from its remains, a future catastrophe already in motion.
Beyond Neptune, there are no more planets, only scattered objects, fragments of formation, and then nothing. Neptune stands as the final boundary, the last major world before interstellar space, a transition point between the known and the unknown.
Neptune should be quiet. At this distance from the Sun, there is almost no energy left to sustain activity. Light is weak, heat is scarce. Everything suggests stillness. But Neptune refuses to follow that logic. It moves, it shifts, it generates power from within. Its winds are the fastest ever recorded. Its storms appear and disappear without warning. Its atmosphere behaves in ways that do not fully align with our models. And beneath it all, there is heat, a hidden source of energy that continues to drive motion through layers of gas and ice, a mechanism we still do not completely understand. This is what makes Neptune different. It is not just distant, it is unpredictable. A planet that challenges assumptions about how worlds should behave. Because here, at the edge of the solar system, the rules seem to bend. Cold does not mean inactive. Darkness does not mean silence. Instead, Neptune becomes a contradiction, a frozen giant powered by unseen forces, a calm surface hiding constant chaos. And the more we study it, the more questions it creates.
From afar, Neptune appears unchanged, a deep blue sphere suspended in darkness. Still, quiet, distant. But that stillness is an illusion, because Neptune is never truly at rest. Its atmosphere is in constant motion. Storm systems form, evolve, and disappear. Winds race across its surface at impossible speeds. All of it hidden behind a veil of distance. We do not see Neptune the way we see closer planets. We observe it slowly, in fragments, across years, even decades. And that changes our perception. What looks stable is actually dynamic. What appears calm is constantly shifting. Neptune is not silent. It is simply too far away for us to witness its full behavior in real time. Every observation we make is just a glimpse, a partial view of something much more complex. And because of that, Neptune remains distant not only in space, but in understanding. A world we can see, but not fully grasp.
Neptune marks a boundary, not a physical wall, but a transition. Beyond it, the solar system begins to fade. The sun's influence weakens. The structure of familiar space dissolves. And what lies ahead is something entirely different. Interstellar space. A region without planets, without warmth, without the patterns we recognize. Neptune stands just before that threshold. The last major world, before the unknown. A distant sentinel. A reminder of how small our place truly is. Because even within our own solar system, there are worlds we barely understand. And Neptune is one of them. A planet shaped by extremes, driven by forces we cannot fully explain. It does not welcome exploration. It does not reveal its secrets easily. It simply exists, at the edge, unmoving in position, but constantly evolving within. And as we look beyond it, into the darkness that follows, we are forced to confront something deeper, that the universe is not built for comfort, not built for clarity. It is vast, cold, unforgiving. And Neptune is the last place where we can still pretend we understand what lies ahead.